What's up, YouTube? Welcome back. So we're going to pick up with hacking the GoldenEye. This is part 2 for this penetration testing lab. Last time we brute forced our way into Boris's email account and started reading the messages, and that's where we took off. So just to kind of do a quick rehash, this is the web server, and we're going to treat this as a public-facing web server because you want to make sure you secure that if it is a public-facing web server, and a lot of organizations have web servers for customers that are public-facing, so they're open to the internet, so they're not behind the firewall. Yes, they kind of are. If they're within a DMZ, then you can control those a little bit better. But if you don't have strict rules in place and only allow certain hosts to go for incoming traffic to that web server, then it opens up the Pandora's box for exploitation, or I should say exploiting. Exploitation just sounds weird. So last time we kind of touched on, okay, we have direct access to the network, and we're going to actually, this is what this lab is based on because it's the GoldenEye movie. For those that haven't seen GoldenEye, then you're probably really lost. But this is a 1995 Pierce Brosnan James Bond movie. Brosnan played Bond, and it kind of revitalized the franchise. So it was a great movie. I remember going to see it in the movie theater with my parents, and I'm like, all right, I like Bond after this. So this is the port scan, and I'm going to try to keep this short, sweet, and simple, so I'm not rambling on like I am now. So these are the open ports, and it's using POP3, and that's a protocol used for email communication. It retrieves the email content from the email server and downloads it locally. So we're going to exploit that port 55007. We already brute forced Boris's account, and we need to brute force Natalia's account. So let's navigate to Sav Home. The user is unknown. We need to figure out what the username is, and we already did this from the last lab. So, bummer. All right, we need a username and password. What is it? And this is why it's really important to have endpoint protection installed on your systems, because that will hopefully help flag this activity. So that's why a lot of companies have like managed detection and response solutions such as CrowdStrike, Sophos, Malwarebytes, and that's just to name a few. Defender for Endpoint. The list keeps going. And I'd rather have my systems. Yes, outages suck, but I'd rather have an outage than a ransomware attack and have to recover from that. So yeah, outages are always unfortunate, but this is why a lot of organizations were using endpoint protection, and CrowdStrike is one of the best in the industry. So it's important to have this stuff installed, and if you're not using CrowdStrike, if you're using something else, it would hopefully flag this type of activity. So let's look at this file right here, terminal.js. That is a, let's see, what is going on here? And I'm already kind of driving this system nuts because it normally works. Weird. Alright, let's try to do a quick clear history. Yep. Right. There we go. Okay. So it gave us the first clue by navigating to this directory, and we need to figure out what the username is. Boris right there, that's a first clue of a username. So let's decode the password that Natalia left for Boris. It's encoded in base 64. So we need to decrypt that. And last time we used two different tools, but I'm going to use Decodify, which is a Python script used for decoding and encoding strings. So this is the code itself. It's always a good idea to review the code if you're downloading open source software. This is a GitHub repository that we cloned to our machine. So let's decode and paste our selection. Whoop, there it is. So let's copy that password, and let's move this over here. We're going to move this over here. And if we were to go to Self home, okay, it's going to ask us for the password with Boris's account, and there it is. Very cool. Okay, last time I think it was a copy paste issue. So we want to gain access to email correspondence going back and forth between Natalia, Boris, and the admins and the GNO supervisors. So let's view page source, and this really doesn't give us anything. Let's look at this. Nope, nothing. That's just more JavaScript, and JavaScript is the programming side, the client-side programming of web development. HTML is your standard markup language that transcribes the what you see on a website or an app. So let's go down here, and there we are. Okay, so we have Natalia and Boris. Let's brute force those accounts, and I actually think I already brute forced Boris's from last time. Very good. Okay, so now we need to brute force Natalia's. So let's just go and remove Boris and put in Natalia. Did I spell that right? I think I did. Hopefully it doesn't take too long. Moving along quickly. And we're going to want to open up another terminal. So let's actually log into Boris's email like we did from before. So Telnet is a, oh, that was quickly. Awesome. Telnet is a open source, Telnet is a protocol used for secure communications, and it's using port 23, I think it is. Port 22, which is what most sysadmins use, is SSH. That's secure shell. Or no, secure sockets. No, that's later. SSH, secure shell. I think, I can't remember. But that goes to show you how often I use Telnet, which is very rare unless I'm troubleshooting and I need to temporarily enable it. But Telnet is not encrypted. It is all in plain text. So if I'm logging into a system using Telnet and there's a man-in-the-middle attack going on, I can sniff those packets going back and forth with a tool like Wireshark to get the password because it's in plain text. And we can I'll show you that at some point. Actually, you know what? Let's do it now. Do not try this at home because you'll get in a lot of trouble. Alright, so that's the user is going to be Natalia. The pass is going to be bird. And it took a bunch of words in a dictionary list, and it did a brute force attack with that list to figure out what their passwords are. That's why it's awful to use commonly used passwords. Okay, so the login was successful. So let's list the contents. Let's retrieve the first message. Tell you, please, you need to stop breaking Boris's codes. Also, You are a GNU supervisor. I will email you. Oh, cool. All right, so we're going to get some emails. I'm going to stop Wireshark, and let's see if we can grab that password. Okay, so let's expand this. All right, so we got a username and password. Very cool. And it's also going to advise us to do a little bit of DNS networking. So let's go to let's cat our hosts, and oh, I already added it. Very cool. So we need to navigate to this directory. So let's go back here and actually do awesome. Very good. And we need to go to this directory. Awesome. And I should be able to log in. So with that said, we're at the 12-minute mark. I'm going to log in and then end it there, and we'll pick up the next time. So the username is Xena. And this is a great example of why you don't want to send this type of information via email. Sweet, I'm in. And this is the CMS. That is a content management system. I think it's Noodle, I do believe, but we're in. And I'm gonna just kind of poke around a little bit and see what's in here. So I can edit profile, I can change passwords, I can do all sorts of stuff. Let's look at this. Okay, I can't enroll myself. Let's look at my private messages. Messages. Okay, so it looks like we have another password we can try to brute force. Only this time it might be on port 55006, I wonder. I should probably actually read it first. You can tell it's getting cold out. Yeah, really, I've been talking too long. So we're at the 15-minute mark almost, and I think I said I was going to end it like a few minutes ago, but this is why you want to have secure passwords, because if they're commonly used passwords, they often go in a dictionary list, and passwords that are often exposed from a data breach from systems or sites, like whether they're social media sites or just regular websites in general. If those databases are hacked, they often get exported to a source that can often be pulled, which is exactly what I'm doing. I went and I pulled a password list, a dictionary list that I can use to brute force the logins. So think of any website. Facebook would probably flag it, I would assume. Like there would be some type of intrusion detection system, whether it's on the firewall or a security alert programmed into the database or the Linux server that would say, okay, somebody's trying to log in because this many times. And often in Windows, you have Active Directory, which if somebody tries to log into their account with the wrong password, it's going to lock it. And if it does that, it's doing exactly what it should be doing. And you got to call to get it reset. So if you think that's annoying, then it's you that's being annoying because you're not being careful with your passwords. I shouldn't say it like that. Everyone forgets their passwords. That's just the way the world lives in, or the way the world spins. But you know, it takes like all of 5 seconds to reset somebody's password. So you know, don't feel like you're being an inconvenience by saying, hey, I accidentally locked my account. Can you unlock it? If I don't feel like waiting 15-20 minutes for it to automatically unlock after 3 or 4 unsuccessful login attempts. So I'm going to pause it here and we'll pick up later.